and anxiety are two emotions that are very closely tied and intertwined. And typically what you're going to find, at least I find for me, is that a lot of times when I feel anxious, it's truly because I'm scared of something, whether or not it's the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of being laughed at, right? And it's not fun, right? Nobody wants to do it. Now, even if logically you're like, yo, it's stupid, don't be scared, just do it, right? It doesn't work that way. At least it doesn't for me. But there have been some things that I've done that have allowed me to basically push down the fear and the anxiety. And truly, when this happened, everything got better in my life. And it allowed me to think more creatively and honestly unleash my genius, if I'm being completely honest, right? Number one is accept it. Right? Accept that there are things that you're going to be insecure about. And don't run from them. Don't try and act like I'm not insecure about anything. That doesn't work, right? Accept it. Own it. But understand this. Anxiety and fear, along with insecurities, are invisible. Nobody else can see it. Nobody else can look at you and be like, oh, he's feeling anxious or he's feeling scared. Which brings me to number two. People don't care about you. And this one was powerful for me, right? I spent a lot of my time thinking and worrying about what other people thought of me, right? And sometimes I would do things or not do things based on this, right? Thinking, oh, if I try this, they might laugh at me. They might mock me. I might fail, and then they're going to laugh even harder at me. When the truth is that other people aren't thinking about you ever. And when you understand that the world doesn't revolve around you, it's powerful because it's going to free you. It's also going to allow you to explore and experiment without the fear of ridicule or rejection. And this, once again, is incredibly powerful because once you understand that people aren't actually paying attention to you, they don't care if you try, if you fail, if you do something, if you screw something up, they don't give a shit because they're too worried about their own insecurities and their own life. Number three is find your number in terms of your dollar amount. What is the amount of money that you need in the bank to not think about money and worry about it on a daily basis? And I'm not even talking about like financial freedom, as in like you never have to work again or you can give a finger to the man. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the amount of money you need to not stress about money. Is it 5 grand? Is it 10 grand? Is it 100 grand? Whatever it is, you need to identify it and you need to do whatever you can in order to get it. It may mean starting a business, starting a side hustle, getting another job. Which brings me to the next psychological trick in order to basically push down the fear, and that is educate yourself. Educate yourself without expectation. And what I mean by this is a lot of times when you start to learn about something, you've got the idea that, oh, I need to learn this and it's going to benefit me this way, right? Sometimes you just need to scratch the itch, right? If there's something you're interested in, just start learning about it because you're curious. And that's one of the reasons why I love Skillshare, today's video sponsor, so much. They allow you to scratch the creative itch. They also, coincidentally, will help you start a business, which is something that I've been working and helping about 700 dudes doing in the white label empire. You guys all know I started a business community. Well, one of the things that I keep hammering them is if there's something that you're curious about, whether or not it's a Shopify store, email marketing, setting up Twitter, setting up Instagram, setting up like your TikTok, all right, how to market, how to source products, how to set up an Amazon account. I keep driving home the point, you gotta go to Skillshare because even though I've got a lot of experience, Skillshare has thousands and thousands of inspiring classes taught by people that get it. They've been there, they got the t-shirt. And recently, Skillshare actually launched something new that's so badass. It's basically learning pathways where they actually do all the research for you, all right? And basically they are stringing certain courses together in a sequence to basically like take the guesswork out of it. It also prevents you from having to like search and try and test different things. So check it out. Recently I took a learning path called Start From Zero to Build a Winning Email Marketing Strategy, all right? This bad boy was unbelievable. Skillshare curated 4 courses and classes that are all designed to help you build, scale, and dominate with email marketing. It was epic. All right, if you are going to be setting up a store, which I recommend every single one of you set up a Shopify store, whether or not you're going to be doing some type of private label or white label like I've been teaching about, or even drop shipping, right? Drop shipping is an amazing option. The cost of entry is low because you don't actually need to carry inventory. But actually, am I getting ahead of myself? If you don't know what drop shipping is, right? Skillshare's courses, amazing courses on drop shipping. Amazon is another like low-hanging fruit, like extra income side hustle business that is like exploding. And it doesn't take a lot of tech savviness. It doesn't take a lot of knowledge. It just takes you educating yourself. You know, whether or not you're looking to basically learn a new skill or a new hobby, or you're looking to deepen your expertise and knowledge in a specific area like I am, Skillshare's got courses on that, and they're always adding new ones. And right now, guys, for the first 500 of you, hit my special link down in the description. Skillshare is giving you a free 30-day trial membership to Skillshare, which means it's a huge no-brainer. Literally, it's like if you don't have a brain, that's the only reason I can think of why you wouldn't take this offer up. And if I may make a recommendation, because I keep talking about Shopify, because in my opinion, Shopify is like the platform in terms of building your online presence and store, whether or not you're drop shipping or you're doing some type of private label or white labeling or selling your own product, it's awesome. Right? And setting it up is not hard, even if you don't have any skills. And there's a course that I recently took by Mimi that was awesome. It's called Build Your Site and Shop, Beginner's Guide to Shopify and Web Design. Guys, hit the link down below. Do not wait. Like I said, this is a limited time offer. 500 of you are going to get a free 30-day trial to Skillshare. It is a huge no-brainer. And if you're interested in taking me up on this, do not wait, because now is the time, which brings me to another thing that has helped me, and that is not waiting. I stopped overthinking and started acting. Does this sound familiar? You'll think about something. All of a sudden you'll be like, yeah, damn, that would be awesome. I'd like to ask that girl out. Or I'd like to try a new business. Or I'd like to get a new job, right? Right away you're like ready. But then you're like, let me start thinking a little more about that, right? And then you start thinking and planning and preparing. And the more you do it, the more anxious and scared you get. Guys, action. The number one thing you can do in order to push down the fear and to jump is act. It's not about making the right action or the right choice, because you're going to F things up. You're going to screw it up. That happens. It's part of the process, and you need to embrace it. And that's another thing that has helped me. Embracing the process. You've got to trust it. You've got to trust in the fact that once you try, you may F it up. It's okay. Adjust, change, modify, and redirect your energy and try again. The more you do this, the more you're going to sharpen your skills, the more you're going to get over that fear of failure. Another thing that a lot of people are scared of is asking, right? Asking for help or asking for anything, because they're scared of rejection, right? Whether or not it's asking out a girl or whatever. I like to think of fear as like a muscle, right? You've got to work the fear muscle in order to get it under control, right? And my buddy Noah Kagan, who just released a book called The $1 Million Weekend, which is unbelievable, basically has this exercise that he taught me years ago. It's called the coffee challenge. Here's how it works. Next time you go in to get a cup of coffee at Starbucks, a coffee shop, or wherever, when you get up there, right, to pay, ask the cashier for 10% off. And don't give them an explanation. Don't say, hey, could you possibly maybe just, no, matter of fact, like, could I get 10% off, please? And see what they say. Wait for it. Now, it's scary. It's honestly like kind of hard to do at first, because you're like, oh God, what, right? It's uncomfortable. Now, most of the time, they're going to say no. They're going to say, no way, I can't, or whatever it is, right? And you're going to say, okay, thanks anyway. But it's not about getting it. It's about asking. It's about being in a position to have somebody say no and to get rejection, right? And when you do this over and over again, it gets super comfortable. It gets almost like easy. And when you do this, you're going to be able to apply it to other areas in your life, whether or not it's asking out that spicy senorita, or starting that business, or doing something amazing that you've been only thinking about, or maybe your parents have said don't do it, or your weird Uncle Barry's been like, that's a bad decision, Brian. You should go be an accountant. Gentlemen, here's the other thing I need you to understand. You've only got one shot at this life. How you live it, it's up to you. Nobody owes you shit. That's another reality that you need to understand and wrap your head around. But the thing that truly got me over this fear and the anxiety and unleashed my genius was deciding that I didn't want to live an average, boring life. I would rather try. I would rather fail. I would rather get laughed at, which actually doesn't happen. Actually, no, I'm going to back that up. People will laugh at you, or they'll tell you it's a bad idea, or tell you all the reasons why it sucks. And you know why they'll do that? Because they are insecure in the fact that they didn't have the balls to do what you were going to do. And they basically, when they see you being awesome and trying things that are outside of the box, or you're taking a risk and a chance to do something amazing, it makes them more aware of their average life and their pathetic existence. If you're not around people that will cheer for you when you're going and striving and when you're accomplishing and achieving, you're around the wrong people, and you need to get the hell away from them, because they are going to drag you down like a weight. Gentlemen, you need to free yourself. Do not fear outgrowing people. It's a natural progression. And in order for you to truly scale and unlock your genius, you need to grow. You need to soar. You need to flap those wings, gentlemen, and fly like an eagle, gentlemen. Fly like an eagle. Unlock your genius. You got to make sure you push down the fear. You got to make sure you don't listen to that anxiety. I know it's tempting. I know that everybody has it in the back of our head, those little insecure voices. You shouldn't, you can't, you won't, don't do anything. But I'm telling you, once you punch that little motherfucker in the face, you are going to do something incredible.